Oh, hey, didn't see you come in there. Brian Lenny here, Nampa, Idaho's Senator for District 13, coming to you with an update on the first 3 weeks of the legislature. I want to just hit a couple highlight items because I figured that would be better than writing like a 10-page email. So first thing I've noticed in the first 3 weeks of the legislature is there's been a lot of unity in the building amongst the Republican Party. And I know a lot of that comes from two things. One is last year, the conservative part of the Republican Party and the moderate parts of the Republican Party came together to defeat Proposition 1, which was ranked choice voting and open primaries, which is a communist voting scheme thing, right? It's goofy, it's weird. So Prop 1 actually brought together the GOP party in unity against, ranked choice voting and all that. So a lot of that momentum has trickled into the Capitol building, as well as Trump's magnificent rise to power. A lot of the unity from the Trump and the Make America Great Again, the America First movement has also trickled into our legislature. So as a Republican, the overall feeling in the building is pretty great. That's one of the first things I wanted to mention. You might have seen in the news also, Speaker of the House Mike Moyle announced a $250 million tax cut. So that's pretty cool, right? And that's going to lower our income tax rate, capital gains taxes, as well as I believe it touched property tax as well. So that's pretty neat. There's also some other things I've been thinking about. There's a bill that says you cannot fly flags in the classrooms unless they are the United States flag, right? The Stars and Stripes, the Idaho state flag, or military flags. That keeps propaganda out of the classrooms in government schools. So that's kind of exciting to see that. I have an anti-mask mandate bill. We started it in the House. That's getting a hearing this week. I expect that to pass the House to hopefully get a hearing in the Senate. I had this bill last time that says schools, local, state, any kind of political subdivision cannot implement mask mandates for obvious reasons, because the government has no right to tell us what to put on our face or to inject into our body. So I brought that bill back, and I'm excited about that. And that's starting in the House, and hopefully will go through to the Senate. I also have a bill that protects freedom of speech for Idahoans. It's an anti-slap bill. So slap sounds just like what you think. It's when you're slapped with a lawsuit that's bogus, a sham lawsuit. So I have a bill that would help expedite sham lawsuits so people don't get buried in court, so they don't get bankrupted, so they don't get just overwhelmed and have to be in the court system for something that's not really a lawsuit with merit in the first place. So that's pretty exciting. That bill gets a full hearing. I expect that to pass the Senate, go over to the House. I expect it to pass the House. Idaho's one of only 15 states with no anti-slap protection. So this is a bill that, again, protects freedom of speech and freedom of expression for all Idahoans, and that's getting a hearing this week also on the Senate floor. I thought it was also really cool to see Josh Tanner, Representative Josh Tanner, he's District 14 in Eagle, bring his Fauci Hunter bill. Joe Biden pardoned Fauci from we don't know what, because he wasn't formally charged with any crimes, but Josh Tanner brought a bill forward that says, no, we don't recognize the pardon of Joe Biden, and in Idaho, Fauci is not safe or immune from anything. So that's pretty exciting. And I think that bill reflects the overall mood of conservatives in Idaho, which is great. There's also another bill. Again, I'm just hitting the highlights here, and we're just getting started, right? Excuse me. There's also a bill to repeal Medicaid expansion. Yes, we actually have a bill to finally do it. Medicaid expansion is a large fiscal drain on Idaho. And Idaho conservatives, if you're a conservative, you're not a big fan of the welfare state and the nanny state and giving handouts to people who otherwise don't need them, able-bodied working class individuals who could go get jobs and that pay for their own insurance. Instead, we're giving them handouts, and that's bankrupting our state. Health and welfare is the Health and Welfare Department, which kind of leads me to my last point. The Health and Welfare Department has something like 3,000 employees in Idaho. 3,000 employees. And a lot of them, it seems like, from my point of view, it seems like a lot of them think they work for the federal government, not the state of Idaho. So you're seeing already in the first 3 weeks, you're seeing a lot of bills that are going to rein in the bureaucracy at the Department of Health and Welfare. We're taking a lot of rules. So if you don't know, agencies with rulemaking authority, they can make rules, administrative rules that have the same force and effect of law. So we're taking a lot of things out of rule and we're putting them into statute, which will allow us to then control them. So we're taking a lot of the power away from the bureaucracies and we're putting it back in the hands of the state legislature, which is pretty exciting. Medicaid expansion is one of those. I have a bill that addresses some of that. Again, we're just getting started. First 3 weeks, we're doing really cool conservative stuff in Idaho. The GOP party feels more unified than it was the previous 2 years. And again, we're only in week 3. So I just wanted to make this quick video to let you know some kind of high level things going on in the State House, and we will see you on the next one. Go follow me on X, by the way. A lot of good stuff happening there. Okay, bye.